Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, it's Bad Joey here, and today we're talking about the best contracts in Hitman franchise. But before we get into them, let's have a little stop at the top 5 targets in Hitman 3. First off, Carl Ingram. Carl Ingram, born in 1958, is an American billionaire investor, philanthropist, and a political donor to the Libertarian Party. Ingram was born into an old money family that earned their wealth from the railroad industry in the 19th century. He eventually succeeded his father in his position in the Partners, the ruling council of the secret cabal known as Providence. As a result of their constant Arthur Edwards being kidnapped by Agent 47, Lucas Gray and Diana Burnwood, the three partners, faked their deaths, Ingram's being from heart failure caused by pulmonary disease. At number 2, Marcus Stuyvesant. Marcus Stuyvesant was one of the partners of Providence and the patriarch of the Stuyvesant family. He is one of the 3 secondary antagonists of the World of Assassination trilogy, being one of the 3 secondary antagonists of Hitman 2, and one of the 2 tertiary antagonists of Hitman 3. He is one of the targets in the Hitman 3 mission on top of the world. Having been relocated to Dubai thanks to Haven, Stuyvesant and his cohorts lay low in the cities of Burj Al Ghazali skyscraper. Sometime after November 13, however, Agent 47 assassinated Stuyvesant along with Ingram at the building's commemoration. Next up, Alexa Christine Carlisle. Alexa Christine Carlisle, also known as Madame Carlisle, was one of the partners of Providence and the matriarch of the Carlisle family. She is one of the 3 secondary antagonists of the World of Assassination trilogy, being one of the 3 secondary antagonists of Hitman 2 and the secondary antagonist of Hitman 3. She is the main target of death in the family, the second mission of Hitman 3. Carlisle, having sensed something afoul after being relocated to Dubai via Haven services, fled to Thornbridge Manor in Dartmoor, one of the 3 grand houses. The Carlisle family is holding a memorial for its matriarch, who faked her death that May, at the same time as an ongoing investigation into the apparent suicide of her brother, Zachary. After eliminating Carl Ingram and Marcus Stuyvesant, the first 2 Providence partners in Dubai, 47, travels to the manor in order to dispatch Carlisle and acquire intel on the escaped former constant, Arthur Edwards. Next up, Hush. Hush is a target that appears in End of an Era, the 4th mission of Hitman 3. He is the former cyber terrorist for the Ministry of State Security in Kandanyang who fled his country after one of Po regime's periodic purges. He then made a name for himself as a cybersecurity guru for dark web deplorables, human traffickers, organ harvesters, etc. 47 will assassinate Hush in the benchmark lab either by frying his brain or killing him using any method that fits. And lastly, Imogen Royce. Imogen Royce is a target that appears in End of an Era, the 4th mission of Hitman 3. Her bio states she was the daughter of a Western diplomat, which can be interpreted that Royce was born in England before growing up in Hong Kong. While Royce gives you a guide tour of the core, you kill her by throwing her off the railing. Alright guys, that was the top 5 targets in Hitman 3. Now moving to the best contracts in Hitman franchise, we're gonna talk about the 10 best contracts in the Hitman history. So, Agent 47's Shiny Dome first graced our screens way back in the halcyon days of the year 2000. With a new millennium ahead of us, Hitman Codename 47 introduced us to new opportunities for digital murder. We were encouraged to enjoy the hunt, to be invisible, where failure often meant not our death or the escape of the target. No, to us, would-be assassins, failure came when we had to resort to a simple bullet to the head. It gets the job done, but there's no grace to it. Too messy. Stalking through urban jungles and setting the trap for that one euphoric moment when it all comes together is what led us here. With this list, I've attempted to represent the full spectrum of what makes Hitman tick across the entire series. Undoubtedly, your favorite mission is absent, but that itself is a solid statement on the quality level of a long-running series that rarely drops. Now, I call upon you to follow me into a world of assassination. First off, Traditions of the Trade in Hitman Codename 47. An oldie but a goldie. We have arrived in Budapest to put a stop to terrorist French folks from blowing up all the leaders of the world's great nations. So, no pressure then. For such a diabolic plan, being locked in a sauna and sweating to death is a pretty ignominious way to go. 47 can end up being very chatty with the target, depending on disguise and location. He's quipping his way to success. More importantly, this is the one level out of the whole series that has the potential for being successfully adapted into a Wes Anderson style caper, which counts for a lot. Moving on to Beldingford Manor and Hitman contracts. This mission positively drips with atmosphere. Agent 47 emerges from the rain-swept darkness of rural England to hunt the most dangerous game of all, the British aristocracy. Taking place in a creaky and absolutely spooky manor, plus the accompanying grounds, we're tasked with ending the lives of father and son Beldingford while rescuing their hostage, who will no doubt be the target of the upcoming hunt. More than anything else, Beldingford Manor is a one wonderful showpiece of the power with which a well-designed level can enthrall a player. The targets and the means of their demise aren't particularly difficult to pull off, but the house itself is the main character here, with its secret passages, foreboding atmosphere, and lecherous old toffs. The thrill of the hunt makes way for hushed appreciation for the darkness that dwells within the blackened hearts of men. Moving on to number 3, A New Life in Hitman Blood Money. There is something hilarious about a hardened gangster going stir-crazy in an American suburban hellscape, complete with tidy lawns, annoying neighbors, and bored housewives. The series has always dripped with black humor, and coupled with this, what makes A New Life stand out is the sheer variety on show. It forms the quintessential Hitman experience. It's not an expansive level, or even that complicated, but there's a lot of scope to try things out and goof around. Do you distract the surveillance officers with donuts, take on the disguise of an alcoholic clown, or presume the role of a boy willing to be seduced? Maybe you just want to rig the barbecue to blow and watch the bodies burn. Avoiding detection in such a confined space as a suburban home encourages smart and quick-witted play, and taking advantage of opportunities as they arise on the fly. Don't worry if proceedings start to get a little heated. Luckily, there's a garbage truck down the street with an insatiable appetite for human bones, should you need to dispose of those pesky, attention-grabbing corpses. Bodies on the pool and blood on the lawn, a sad clown fed to a trash compactor. It's Hitman at best. Coming up, World of Tomorrow and Hitman the First. It's tempting to look back in fondness to the older titles you grew up with, knowing the contracts like the back of your hand, challenging your friends to complete them in specific ways when we used to create our own kind of couch multiplayer in those brief moments between the school week. They sure don't make them like they used to. That's probably a good thing. Sapienza feels like a promise fulfilled. I would also have been happy to fill this list with all the episodes from the newest game, but it's Sapienza that takes the crown. So we're let loose in a mansion that comes with ruined battlements and an underground laboratory. Outside its walls, there's an Italian town with shops, harbor, and sun-drenched streets to soak up. It's an immense space that nurtures the key Hitman ingredient, possibility. The duality of the series is on full display here. On the one hand, we have to destroy a lethal genetically engineered virus. We also get to kill a man with an exploding golf ball or a cannon, and all within a setting that creates a real sense of place. Hitman is the perfect expression of the series so far, presenting us with elaborate toy boxes and the tools to really make a mess. And finally, the Meat King's Party in Hitman Contracts. This particular mission comes across as Hitman's moral compass. Yes, Agent 47 is a killer, and by most accounts a bad man. However, the people he is tasked with killing happen to also be bad people. Sometimes they're very bad people. So it all evens out. Your targets: A Scottish meat baron, and B, the lawyer who got his kidnapping trial thrown out of court. Everything about this mission feels dirty. It takes place in a meat processing plant, bodies hidden amongst the racks of frozen carcasses. Campbell Sturrock, the titular Meat King, is a monstrous vision of a man binge feeding on fried chicken. What's striking is if you play your cards right, you find out that it wasn't the Meat King who killed the kidnapped girl, but his brother. Yet you are never urged to dispense any justice in his direction. Agent 47 is being paid to kill a man. A job is a job, and 47 is no saint. Alright guys, here are the top best contracts in Hitman franchise and the top 5 targets in Hitman 3. Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, make sure you subscribe for more daily videos like this one, and drop us a like to support the channel. See you in the next video.